are starting off talking about something so important. In fact, these are the 3 things you have to do before you even plan your year, and these can make or break your year, and nobody's talking about it. So before you open up a planner or start to plan your new year, new me, you've got to stop and look at where you've been. Reflection is clarity, and clarity gives you data. And I promise you, doing a quick, honest reflection of where you've been is going to give you more traction than a 2-hour planning session. To properly do a quick reflection, you want to ask yourself 3 things. What worked? So think in terms of, when did you feel most productive throughout last year? When did you feel like you were on top of your game? Things like that. What was working for you? What were you doing during those times? Second, what absolutely did not work? So the opposite of the first question, right? When did you find yourself in procrastination holds or just trying to defer responsibilities to like another day? What prompted those things? Like, what were the actions that led up to you feeling like that? Third of all, you want to ask yourself, what did last year teach me? Now, this is not your opportunity to play victim with yourself. This is when you want to become the Sherlock Holmes of your own life and put together the cues and the clues, what actually happened last year. So what did you learn about your own cycles that weren't obvious to you before? What does that show you for self-improvement in the year to come? Which areas did you feel strength and confidence in? So step 2 is your identity and your values. This is where you get to decide who you're becoming. And this can tie in really nicely with the last question. What did last year teach you about yourself? Why is Costco always so busy? I am becoming a person who has patience for Costco parking lots. That's going on mine. So when your identity shifts, your actions naturally follow. And that's because people naturally want to align with who they believe they are. Identity first, action second. So ask yourself, what kind of a person do I want to be at the end of next year? A calmer version of me, a more structured version of me, braver, more patient in Costco parking lots. And finally, we want to talk about your capacity. This is the part that everybody skips because our optimism in January is a little bit delulu. And there's a time and a place for delusional optimism, and we'll get to that. That's actually really fun to do. But first, you need to get really honest about what you have capacity for in this part of your life. You want to ask yourself what season of life you're walking into, because a year planned off of delusional capacity will crumble by February. The goal is to build a plan that feels sustainable so that we can continue with it all year round and have room to adjust when we need to. And don't worry, I am notorious for putting more on my plate than I can actually handle. This is me talking to me and to you. Sorry. Thank you. Costco be crazy. To recap, we're going to reflect on real data from your past year. We're going to choose who we want to become, not just by way of what we're doing. And we're going to choose goals that actually fit our capacity. So if you want some guidance through this entire process, then keep coming back, because I'm going to be walking through this process step by step with you so that we can build a strategy for your new year together. Cozy vibes are included. I did create a little free printable 2-page sheet with all these questions on it so that you can remember what we just talked about and write it down. These are your first 3 steps before you even plan your goals for next year. So let's do it together. By the way, look at how pretty that is. Maybe you can see it through my window. Ooh, pretty snowy mountains.